Hello everyone, it's TGSF. Today we're going to talk about Shadow Bonnie and fully uncover what he is, as he is an interesting Easter egg that appear in FNAF 2 but 10 years later and he's still pretty mysterious today. Before we start though, I kinda wanna continue my question of the video for each video, so question here will be, what is the name of the woman who investigated Freddy's sometime before the week before? Good luck in guessing and enjoy the video. Shadow Bonnie first appearance is FNAF 2, where he has 1 in 100,000 chance of appearing. If you put your mask on or shine the corridor light on him, he disappear. If you don't, your game directly crash. In FNAF 3, if you do every Happiest Days minigame, in Night 5 you will see a burned toy Bonnie toys in your office, clearly representing Shadow Bonnie. When you double click on it, you found yourself in the glitched minigame, where you can give a cake to Fritz, the soul that haunt Foxy, allowing him to do Happiest Day and move on with the rest. He has a minor appearance in UCN. When he appear, he dark in your office and here's nothing you can do. His most interesting game appearance gotta be Special Delivery. During the game you can collect Remnant as well as Dark Remnant, but if you collect too much Dark Remnant, it will summon Shadow Bonnie who will start attacking the player. To get rid of him you will have to shine your light on him. From then on he has some few cameo from here and there, like B Security Breach, implying his existence is known. But one more extremely appearance from him is Fazbear Fright, where he appear in the story Hide and Seek. I recommend reading the story for yourself. I will only cover what he did though. So in the story, Shadow Bonnie star in a game at Freddy Fazbear Pizza called Hide and Seek. When the game start, Shadow Bonnie slides out on a rail and hides in one of 15 locations. The player must find Shadow Bonnie in 3 tries within 3 minutes in order to win. However, when the protagonist of the story, Toby Billings start raging and even hacking or cheating don't get him nowhere, he destroy the arcade machine out of anger, but then after he does this Shadow Bonnie manifest and attach himself to him in the real world, it disappears from Hide and Seek and the game keeps going. With technicians unable to reboot the game, it causes him to have nightmare of the shadow being sewn into his back, and Toby tries to remove it. A few people notice the shadow in the mirrors, but most see nothing. As Toby grows more infuriated and afraid while trying to remove it, Shadow Bonnie increases in size and power, starting to dominate Toby as he gains eyes and a mouth. Skipping some event, Toby get the idea to just give up and say to Shadow Bonnie he won. Upon saying this, it actually worked. Shadow Bonnie weakens and shrink in size. This causes Toby to think he found out how to beat Shadow Bonnie. He goes back to the pizzeria, and as the game asks him if he want to continue or give up, Toby's dumbass hit continue and rams his back into the pegs in the wall. Shadow Bonnie forcefully detaches himself while Toby bleeds out from his back being punctured. So from what can we get from all of this? To start of, it seems Shadow Bonnie get formed from negative emotion in Hide and Seek. He manifest himself from Toby's rage, and in FNAF AR when you got too much shadowy remnant, but he is different from Shadow Freddy's personality. We know from FNAF 4 Shadow Freddy is Nightmare via the game file calling Nightmare Shadow Freddy, and Nightmare refers himself to be William's wickedness made of flesh, that in FNAF 3 he seemed to help Afton to destroy the OGS, so Shadow Freddy seemed to be evil, while Shadow Bonnie seemed to be actually be a good guy at large. He helped the MCI getting their happiest day. He seemed to try to prevent the AR protagonist from collecting more remnant. Even his most hostile appearance in Hide and Seek, he mainly seemed to manifest into Toby because of his negative emotion and seemed willing to let him if Toby just gave up. So it seems Shadow Bonnie is at large a good spirit. One of the main theory about how Shadow Freddy came to be are 1. He came from the crying child's agony, 2. He came from Charlie's death, or 3. The agony of the MCI. I believe he came from Charlie, but thar not the focus is here. If we were to applicate similar option to Shadow Bonnie, I think he came from the agony from the DCI, the dead kids we see and save them, since Shadow Freddy came from Afton's evilness while Shadow Bonnie likely came from the pain of the dead kids here. It why Shadow Bonnie is more on the spirit while Shadow Freddy is more on Afton's side. So to resume all this into a story TGBSV format. One night, while Afton was the night guard, 5 to 6 kids remain on the location. It unknown if maybe they broke in or got lured here, or were forced to stay, but anyway, William Afton start killing each one of them successfully. Withered Freddy and Puppet tries to stop him and save them, but they couldn't. They were too late. Due to the pain of those children and negative emotion all around this tragic event, it formed an entity called RWQFSFASXC, also known as RXQ, or Shadow Bonnie, because the entity was mainly formatted from the agony and shadowy remnant of the new dead children. This entity was not like Shadow Freddy, it was on the spirit side, even helping them killing the night guard. Fast forward to happiest day, Shadow Bonnie helped giving a cake to Fritz. helping them to move on in the end. However, RWQFSFASXC is still lurking, even preventing employee to collect remnant to avoid more tragedy. At the end of this quick video on Shadow Bonnie, let me know your thought on Shadow Bonnie. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe and Sile.